Hello ladies and gents, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. So we're going to look into something today which is an article in the Daily Mail, and it's regarding Diddy's Mr. Fix-It, who used to be the head of security for Michael Jackson when he was just 21 years old. Diddy's Mr. Fix-It, head of security, used to clean up Michael Jackson's messes before he found the pop star lying in bed, obviously. And it's a very interesting story because I was going through it, and it goes on to say also that Diddy's head of security, Mr. Faheem Muhammad, was one of the very first people to see Michael Jackson in bed dead. And he's been accused of giving the shamed rapper, who is obviously facing all of these charges, protection against the authorities in a lawsuit filed by a music producer. Which, again, it just goes on about what he did with Michael Jackson, what he did for him and everything else. It's interesting when it gets down by here. So, about what happened obviously with Michael Jackson and how he found him and everything else. But this is the guy here who has actually filed a lawsuit against Diddy. And so Muhammad moved on to work in a similar position for Diddy, where he wielded the same sort of power, according to the lawsuit filed earlier this year by rapper Lil Rod, accusing Diddy of this. Mr. Combs made it clear that his head of security, Faheem Muhammad, had the power to make people and problems disappear. This is what he said in the court papers. Mr. Combs instructs his staff to always contact Mr. Muhammad if they are ever pulled over by the police in Miami or California. Lil Rod claims that Muhammad has close connections with the LAPD. After Diddy's Beverly Hills mansion was raided, the security head was photographed arriving at the property surrounded by police. Muhammad also helped cover up Diddy's alleged shooting of his son, Justin's friend known as G, in court documents in September 2022, according to the lawsuit. G was shot and injured at CRS after getting in a heated discussion with Diddy and his son, Justin, 30. Jones said he went to G's aid, sitting him on a toilet and trying to staunch the flow of, obviously. So here we got the summary of the events from the actual document. September 2022 to November 23, Mr. Jones produced 9 songs on his Love album. He lived with Diddy for months at a time, spending holidays, birthdays, and missing major family events. And so actually, it's got so much going down. And it's also got as well, which is by there, number 27. Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly. Several occasions, Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones' cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Diddy, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. And obviously it's going down by there with what is, he has evidence of all of this. It's absolutely insane. Diddy's immediate reaction to the, obviously the bang bang, was to give strict instructions to inform the police he had nothing to do with it. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was banged, standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. Lil Rod Muhammad, who calls himself Director of Security, Combs' Enterprises, on LinkedIn, spoke with the LAPD after this happened. The LAPD was in CRS and witnessed the mess in the restroom. I don't want to say the words, obviously, and they went with the bogus claim that it happened outside of the studio. This was all thanks to Mr. Muhammad's connections within law enforcement. Lil Rod claims that only Diddy or his son could have done it, and they orchestrated a cover-up by getting Muhammad and others to lie to the cops about what happened. The lawsuit was filed in February, 7 months before Diddy was arrested on federal charges of all of this, and it's currently ongoing. It's absolutely insane that, again, no, we have seen people with this type of power, they normally get away with things. And seeing that Mr. Muhammad had all these connections with the LAPD, with the Miami PD, and all these places, this could have gone on, obviously, since 2009, 2010, when this head of security took over. This guy could have been better than the one Diddy had beforehand, because obviously we do have the news and all the statements, supposedly now, remember, from the alleged victims. This goes back to the 90s, that everything that Diddy has done. But with this Mr. Fix-It, it wouldn't surprise me if he had a lot of stuff going on. He had a lot of fingers in a lot of different pies. He was like, right, okay, I can keep these people over here. I can keep them separate with these ones. Right, I need to pay them ones off. I need to do this for you. You want front row tickets to whatever, I can get you for them as long as this disappears. You normally see like this sort of thing happen in movies and TV shows, but it does happen in real life. You do hear the stories now and again of the corrupt police officers who will take a side gig just to get a bit of extra money. They'll look after someone, they'll lie about something. And what comes to my mind is the Rampart scandal in the early 90s in LA. You know, you got all those sort of things where the people who were on the crash team, which were the drug enforcement and the gang team, they turned into criminals themselves. And it wouldn't surprise me if this Muhammad guy is like that with, right, you got a problem, I'll get rid of it. You want this, I'll do this. That's what I think probably has happened. And if this guy Lil Rod has got all this evidence, it's not looking good for Diddy. Diddy will go down probably just for this separately, for this alone, if he has all that evidence that he actually says, because in the court documents, if we just go back to them, it says he has hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Diddy, his staff and his gets, all engaging in serious illegal activity, and it says right by there, number 28, Mr. Jones has secured irrefutable evidence of the acquisition, use and distribution of all of these, and displaying and distribution of unregistered illegal bang-bangs. You know, it's a bit stupid I have to say bang-bangs, I can't say the actual word, because it would just get the video demonetized. Thanks, YouTube. People want to see this and actually want to hear the proper words, not silly words. But as you can see, just so many, like by there, look at that. Mr. Combs providing laced alcohol beverages to people under the age and workers at his homes in California, New York, the US Virgin Islands and Florida. There's so many things going on just with this one alone. Can get Diddy 20 to 30 years because of everything that's involved just with what we're seeing by here. But let me know what you think about this down below, folks. This is insane. Do you think that this is going to be added on top of what he's already got? Or do you think he'll have to do, oh yeah, well, we'll let that one go away, just focus on this one? Let me know what you think about this down below. If you are new, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell for future updates, and I'll see you soon.